Okay. So welcome to week 4 of day 3. And today there is something good news and bad news. Bad news for new joiner because we are here in the week 4 of sorry, day 3 of week 4. And the good news for everyone is this, that today we are starting off business analysis track. So are you already excited, everyone? Yes, show me thumbs up if you are
Yes.
on the cam, or you can just type into the chat window RTL if you are not on the cam. Thank you. Thank you for showing the emoji. All right. So, as we discussed last time, major of our students said this, that it's always better to, interact, have an interactive learning and learn in cam switched on, but never mind. However, you are comfortable, that's totally all right. So, yeah. So, one more person in joining in. So, while before I get start on this day today for business analysis track, let me ask you all this. How many of you are ready for high voltage learning? I call it high voltage learning. If you are there on the cam, you can show me thumbs up, or you can type into the chat window HVL. HVL means high voltage learning. Why high voltage learning? Because it comes with massive action. If you are ready for massive action, then trust me, whatever you are going to learn in power packed manner, that is going to get you from point A to point B, that is towards your destination. So are you up for this, guys? Show me thumbs up, or just type into the chat window once again RTL. RTL means ready to learn. Thank you, Chanchal, for responding. Thank you. So before we get into the learning mode, I would advise all new joinees who are starting off today, uh, introduce each other, and will also invite other people who are already being the part of this learning. Just introduce yourself as well once again, because today we are getting into the track of business analysis. So, who is going to grab this opportunity to talk about herself first? Yeah, herself or himself first. Who is going first? Yeah,
I can
someone.
go.
Yes, yes. Dipti.
Yes. This is Dipti Katpata here. I live in Virginia. I'm an architect, uh, but because of the visa issues and all those things, I changed my field. I have been working as a teacher since last 5 years. And again, after 5 years, I recently changed my job and I started working in LCPS school as a teacher again. Um, One of my friend told me about the training, so I'm really excited to join and learn new things. So hopefully, I'll get a job in this field very soon.
Superb, superb. Yeah, thank you. Not hopefully, you are getting into the job for sure. So, guys, please type into the chat window MPTY, or show the emoji thumbs up. MPTY means more power to you, Dipti. So, who is going to go next?
Thank you, Gaurav.
Yeah, welcome. Who is going to go next?
Hi, I can go next. So
Yeah.
my name is Shanmuga Priya Ashokan. So you guys can call me Priya. And yeah, I have a bachelor's in engineering, computer science, and I did my master's in MBA. So I lost touch with technologies and everything. I do know the terminologies and everything, but not the, the in-depth or the real-time practical, experience. So yeah, I gave it a lot of thought, and my husband said, okay, you're good in communication, so why not try the business analyst? So you don't have any coding or programming to do. So yeah, I'm excited and willing to learn, and I wanna, give my best, and hopefully I land a job in this field.
Superb, superb. Thank you. Thank you so much, Priya. Welcome. Please just type PTY for Priya as well. And who is going to go next? Who is the next? So Dipti is done. Priya is done. Then one more person is there, new joined in. No, no, no. So yeah. So anyone from existing family, please, you can unmute yourself and talk about yourself.
Uh,
Yeah,
I'll
Nisha.
go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Nisha ji.
I'm Nisha. I'm from Toronto, and I in back home 7 years back, I was a web and graphic designer. I had my own business for like 10 plus years, and now I'm trying to venture into business analysis, and I'm enjoying it.
Superb. Thank you. Thank you, Nisha. Please type PTY for Nisha as well. Power to you, Nisha ji. Who is going to go next?
I can say my name is Mayank, and I'm also in Maryland, Silver Spring, which is a very suburb of Washington, D.C., very close to Virginia. And I just like to welcome the new batch. Welcome.
Awesome, awesome, Mayank. Please type PTY for Mayank. And when you interact, you ignite the creative mind. So are you ready to interact? Because interaction leads to, implementation as well. So yeah, who is going to go next? Thank you. Thank you, Priya. Who is going to get next?
Yes, I'll.
Yeah, Chanchal.
My name is Chanchal. I live in San Jose, California, and I have done my engineering in computer science, and then I have done my MBA. So prior experience was into my recruitment and sales. And in the meantime, I'm waiting for my work permit. So I thought of to change my profile to switch and to look for good or better opportunities in business analyst profile or Scrum Master.
Superb, superb. Thank you so much. Chanchal, please type into the chat window PTY. Miss power to you, Chanchal, and power to you all as well. So thank you so much for sharing and introducing yourself. And we are getting into the learning mode. And let me tell you who all will be your captain. Captain as in your teacher, your trainer, and will be holding your hand for step by step towards getting you placed, not only learning, although I require and we require high level of commitment from your end. And that's the reason at the end, ask us about the day one of this entire learning, because this day one will leave with some amazing, daily rituals, which I expect and we all expect you to continuously do this for next 30 days or until you get placed. So can I get a thumbs up again from all of you through emojis or just yeses in the chat window? Yeah, thank you so much, Chanchal. Thank you so much, Nishaji, Dipti, and all who did not do it yet. I think in your mind, you have showed me thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you so much for your responses, Priya and all. So yeah, who are going to be there? So with me, Prerna ji is there. So Prerna ji has extensive, super amazing experience into IT. And when I have called her name, I would like to ask Prerna ji to unmute herself and just a little bit introduce to this batch once again. I know few of you know her and few of you are now getting to know her because she would be guiding you further in this learning as well. So let's hear from Prerna ji. Yes, Prerna ji, over to you. Please speak about yourself with us.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. First of all, a very warm welcome and a very good evening to all of you, to the existing batch as well as to the new joiners. Me and Gauravji welcome you to this very interactive, interesting, and I might say life transforming sessions, wherein we do not only believe in giving theoretical knowledge, but as well as interactive and real life experience sharing, which will enable you, to understand the way business actually work and what all you can gain from our experience. So a warm welcome and congratulations for grabbing this opportunity with Guru Schools. So I am Prerna. I have been working in IT industry for more than 13 years now. Currently, I am employed with Axis Bank. And yes, we really give you exposure to real life examples, real life situations, and as you must have seen, Gauravji's energy is totally infectious. It's contagious. So once you get in, we make sure that the learning is totally enjoyable, relatable, and interesting. So I welcome all of you on board. And just a note I wanted to share with you. Recently, my husband was tested positive with COVID, and that's the reason I was not available in the last session. And that's one of the reasons why we have shifted the timing. So First of all, thank you so much for being so cooperative. You all turned up at the right time, and I really, really appreciate it. So, Gauravji, over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. And Prerna ji, more energy and power to you and your entire family in this time of pandemic. And we all pray for your health and everyone's health rather and betterment. So, and thank you once again, everyone who accommodated yourself on this new time at 7 o'clock. So thank you. Thank you so much for being with us on this journey for you. Okay. So before we start, yeah, who wants to say
Yeah,
something?
Gaurav, this is Deepti. I want to
Oh,
introduce
Dipti.
myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. And we forgot you totally because the one Dipti is done. So I think
Yes,
whole
yes,
Dipti
yes,
done.
because of the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hi, this is Deepti Agrawal. I have done my Bachelor's of Engineering. And after that, I have 8+ years of experience in IT. Basically, in India, I was working for IBM and Oracle. And then we moved to US. And now I'm here. I have almost 5 years of gap right now after moving to US because of visa issues and all. I have applied for my EAD, so I'm just waiting for it. So I'm just utilizing my time to brush up with these things so that once I have my EAD, I can go for a job.
Superb. Thank you so much, Dipti, for introducing yourself. Please type into the chat window PTY for Dipti. Power to you, Dipti. And yes,
Gaurav, I have a quick question. So you
Yes.
said this is the new timings, 9:30 will be the new timings?
Yeah. So I think Prerna ji has sent the message and personally to everyone as well. Yes, did you get
Yes,
that?
I thought there was one odd day,
Okay.
but I guess it's going to be going to 9:30 to 11:30.
No, it won't be till 11:30. We'll be wrapping up till 90 minutes as we have promised. But yeah, sometime.
the Eastern Standard Time. This is getting pretty late in the night.
Okay. So just have a word with Prerna ji in case you have any issue. Or Prerna ji, would you like to have some question or something, or we would like to address it later?
Yeah, Mayank, you know what? We will definitely try to, encompass this situation not more than 90 minutes. If we are comfortable, rather at times lesser than that. But do you have, if you have really any other issues, you can always get in touch with me on personal chat or personal call. Is it okay?
Definitely, I'll let you know because
Sure.
11:30, 12 o'clock in the night, 3 names.
No, it's absolutely late. It's absolutely
because
late.
we're still working and doing other things.
Oh, okay, fine. Not an issue. We will connect. We'll connect on this. Okay.
Okay, guys. So remember this. So to get something, to gain something, you have to be a massive action taker. Keep this in your mind. And if you are not going to take massive action, trust me, your environment is stronger than your willpower. And that's why here in this, we will be contributing something about mindset. What is BS Agile Scrum? This is a pyramid. This is a pyramid for your soft skill, for your mindset, and your skill set. We will be working together on these 3 areas. And remember this one, another thing, that is that the success zone is directly improportional to your comfort zone, because the moment your comfort zone goes higher, your success zone reduces lesser, and the moment your comfort zone goes down, your success zone goes up. So it's all up to you how you want to get into this game for further learning. So less than this, let me come back sharing our slide for today, and let me know through chat once you see the PowerPoint. Just type into the chat window PPS, or just unmute yourself and say yes if you can see the PowerPoint slide. Thank you, Dipti, for your thumbs up. I understand. Thank you, Chanchal. Thank you for responding and letting us know. Thank you. So this is Agile Scrum BA, and we are in week 4 and day 3. So here I was just talking about this pyramid. So agility is nothing but your intent, your mindset, and soft skill. So we will be working all together on that. So earlier we have spoken. How many of you, before I start, the new guys, you got the chance to go through the intro part of Be Agile Scrum? Dipti
No,
and
I didn't.
okay, and you, Priya, were you able to? Okay, you are sending something in the chat. I didn't either. Okay, no worries. But I want you to go through so that you understand how the things will be rolling up for you. Okay, we require a high level of commitment. It doesn't mean that simply you have given the refundable amount or refundable deposit. It does not mean that you can go, you have got the license to, not to get into this game. This is a game. When you contribute, you can sense the result becoming a game changer for you. So I would require high level of commitment from your end. So let's move further. Before we start, I want you guys to answer this one thing. Okay, before we start, let me just tell you that what we had covered in the earlier day, the last day of this session, we have talked about agile planning and estimation and left you with the self-organizing and cross-functional team, requesting you to go through it once again. So guys, Mayank, Chanchal and Dipti, did you guys get the chance to go through it again? You can unmute and you can speak up. Or you, okay, thank you so much for your, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. So guys, just please type into the chat window for them. That is YAA, means you are awesome. Okay, and if you feel so, you can just switch on your camera and get this opportunity to remind in your mind that you are really awesome. How you are going to do this? Just your physiology define your success. Your physiology impacts on your success, and it impacts on your psychology as well. So physiology leads to psychology, leads to success. I want you to do this with me. Bring your palm near the lens, near the camera lens, and give a virtual high five to each other, telling yourself, reminding your mind that I am awesome. I am awesome. Okay, and these things may sound initially, how that this is uncomfortable, and this is why, because we have to beat our own environment. So I am continuously working with you, be it at early 6 a.m. in Indian Standard Time or late at night. Okay, so I can expect at least from you when you are learning. Yes or yes, show me a thumbs up. Okay, so guys, because last time you only asked us to switch on your camera and work with us, and that's why I'm reintroducing this new model of learning and interacting. Okay, you are with me so far. Thank you so much, Nishaji. Thank you so much. Okay.
Sir, I have a question, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you told me to go through a link. Go through something, right? So how do I get access to that material?
Okay, so it's a YouTube link. Okay, that's the demo introduction. So you have to just click onto that and just you have to go through. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
Superb. So now the question from you guys is this: that what do you exactly understand from business analysis? So I will throw this on the floor with you guys to answer this before we get into the details of it. Yeah. Who will go first? Anyone? Any understanding about business analysis? Or did I lose the internet? No? When I did not hear anything, I thought I lose the internet or something.
No, you are there. You're very much there.
Okay, thank you, Prerna-ji, for confirming. Yes. So who would like to go first? And who is dreaming to become a business analyst can definitely contribute that. What do you understand by business analysis? Yes, Dipti, bring it on. This is because you have unmuted.
Yeah. So business analysts are basically the bridge between the stakeholders and the technical development team. They basically help us to envision the the client's requirement and convert it into our working software to be delivered.
Superb, amazing. Thank you so much for answering. So yes, who will go next then? So Dipti, just call out one name.
I guess business analysis is when the BA is gathering all the requirements from the clients and
Okay.
passing that to the team members so that they can deliver the whatever the clients need. That's what my understanding is.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dipti. Thank you so much. So, Dipti, just because you have just now answered, tell me how to address you guys, because we have got two Diptis, right?
I know, I was about to tell you. Either you can call me Dipti K,
okay,
and or I don't know.
Oh, okay. So, other Dipti, do
Yeah,
you have any
I'm Deepti
preference?
Agrawal. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
Deepti Agrawal. So,
Okay, okay. So Dipti K, thank you so much for answering, and Dipti Agrawal, thank you so much for responding. Dipti K, I want you to just call out one name on the screen so that they can, or she can, or he can tell us about their understanding or her understanding on business analysis.
I would say Nisha Saha.
Nisha, yes, welcome. The opportunity for you.
Analysis is basically identifying the needs or the problems of the customer, and along with the entire Scrum team finding a solution for it. So it's basically a middle person or a bridge between the client and the technical team, which is the development team probably.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for your answer. So I want you to call out one name, please, quickly.
Chanchal.
Chanchal. Yes.
Yes. So in my opinion, business analysis is being performed to understand the current state of the organization and also to identify actual business need which can be defined and which need to be defined and validate the solution that meets the business goal or objective.
Superb, superb. Thank you so much for sharing. This is also great. So yeah, call out someone's name, please.
Mayank.
Mayank.
Hello, everyone. I feel business analyst is like a liaison or is responsible to bridge the gap between the IT and the business using data and deliver data-driven recommendation to the executives and the stakeholders.
Wow, how well said. Thank you so much, Mayank, for sharing. Please call out one name.
I'm trying to figure out.
Priya is left. You can call her name.
Yeah.
Priya, there you go.
Okay, I unmuted myself. So as far as I understand, business analyst acts as a middleman who, gets in touch with the developers, the testers, and, they basically do the documentation, the project detailing. And yeah, that's what I understand in a basic level.
Superb, superb. Thank you so much for sharing, guys. And all the answers are right. So on this note, I want you to unmute and let's clap for each other. Thank you so much for answering. You guys are really, really drilling it down and bringing it to the... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for interacting. Thank you. Okay. So let's move further. And
Gauraji, what is your answer? Can you tell us your answer?
Yeah. So yes, you will come to know what is exactly. I have, by the way, in WhatsApp yesterday itself told, if you have gone through in the candidate group, what exactly business analysis is. So business analysis is nothing but it's a simple discipline. We will learn well in a very disciplined manner and very simplified manner. Are you ready for this? Yeah?
Yes.
Gauraji, I had something to add. I'm like, they're
please.
understanding it so well that I think our session is almost complete, because everybody has given such a proper crisp, that they know what the business analyst job is and their understanding is. So first of all, I'm very happy and rather comfortable that you guys have a decent understanding of the role. And now we are definitely good to go. Yes, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's understand about the history of business analysis. So it's from International Institute of Business Analysts that was found to Nishaji's place, where it is Toronto in Canada. And when it was founded in 2003. For what purpose it was founded? Because And there we found that business analyst community has to come together because they were facing some issue. And you remember, as we have seen about the through Scrum guide, that there is a body, Scrum body, okay, and that also happens during for project manager. In the similar manner, there is a body of knowledge. So it was formally inaugurated, and it was formally launched during October of 2004. Okay, and the only goal was to define and draft a global standard for the practices. So whatever practices, like you have seen the agile practices, sprint practices, there are certain practices about business analysis as well. So for that reason, it was formed as a body of knowledge of business analysts. Okay, as this slide itself says that International Business Analyst version 1.0 was released as a BA-BOK. What is BA-BOK? It's a business analyst body of knowledge guide, okay, for the feedback and comment. And do you know what is the latest version of BA-BOK? So BA-BOK, you can refer, you can buy it from IIBA website. And if you think that you want to refer, you can definitely refer that. Okay, so what is the latest version of BA-BOK? And guys who are newly enrolled, you need to understand why I'm asking you a lot of questions. And for that, I want you to go through after this session, the day one of this entire session. So would you give me a promise that you are going to watch that day one series on YouTube, which I will share with you guys personally? Would you give me a commitment of watching that? Yes. Then you will understand it. Okay, thank you so much for your answer, Dipti. Amazing. So who else don't want to? Thank you so much, Priya, for adding. So yeah. Let me go back to the history. We are sharing what? History. Okay, so is the PowerPoint slide still visible for you guys? Just anyone tell me yes?
Yes.
Thank you. So here is the...
Gauravji, this is Deepti.
Yeah, Deepti ji.
I just wanted to check, are we done with the Scrum training? Scrum and Agile?
Yeah. It was just done last session. Only the thing was that I did not say that the Scrum part is over and we are getting into business analysis things. Okay. So thank you so much. So still you can love the entire session. Are you loving the session, by the way, even if you are repeating it?
Yes, definitely. I'm loving the energy. It's actually very interactive.
Okay, and with learning, are you also having fun?
Yes, definitely. Yes, I am.
Thank you.
That is why I am attending it for the second time.
Okay, superb, amazing. Great to hear this and great to know this. Okay, so Prerna ji, would you like to take this up? About just talking about business analysis and giving more idea about it. Yeah.
So Gauravji has started on a very good note of giving the background of the business analysis, how the practices were introduced, and all of you had given superb one-liners of what this actually profile means. So business analysis job or business analysis role is very critical as well as very interesting and interactive within an organization, right? As I mentioned earlier, we will be giving you the real life, actual scenario based, examples or knowledge. So I would like to start with how a business analyst typical day-to-day job or day-to-day work looks like. So basically, as Mayank rightly used a word, that business analyst is a liaison between your stakeholders, your clients, and as well as with your technical team. So they come up, they basically have a common language which is understandable by your business as well as your IT team, because they in general speak a lot of different languages in terms of technology and functionality. So as a business analyst, you need to understand what are the requirements given by the stakeholders, that can be your internal higher management, different teams, or as well as your outside clients. So all those requirements or functionalities are in a very functional, or in a in a language which is provided by customers. They are like, they might be in plain English, or there has to be a BRD, that is business requirement documents, or FSD, functional specification document as well we call it. So all that requirement has to be communicated in a very systematic and proper manner to your technical team, your IT development team, who are not, more into functionality, but they are thorough and they are technology experts. Like, they are there to build the softwares, provide you with the, with the responses, with the systems which will enable you, or which will help you to achieve your goal. So Gaurav, would you just go to next slide, please? Okay. So who is the business analyst? So it's slightly mentioned in this slide that it doesn't matter what is your job title or your role is. You have to take up the business analysis, as described in VA Borg guide. So they are responsible for discovering, synthesizing, analyzing information of variety of sources. So that's what I was mentioning. Variety of sources means, see, in my current setup, when I work in Axis Bank, at times my stakeholders are different teams within the bank, within the organization. That can be a credit card team, a deposit team, it can be a security team, it can be an audit team, right? As well as in your case, when you work in a typical IT company setup, your different customers or your clients, like, so when we work with companies like Accenture, L&T, Infotech, those are all my past companies, where that time our clients used to be TCS or other smaller companies or other vendor companies, where they, we used to interact with them, provide software or enterprise solutions to them. So yes, your as an analyst, your role is to interact and discover and, try to smooth out the process. So what do I mean by that? So with the help of some tools, or some processes, documentation. So documentation, I just mentioned two documents, which are BRD, business requirement document, and FSD. Those are functional specification documents. So these documents, work as a baseline, or as a base wherein all the requirements from your stakeholders, from your customers, are jotted down, are mentioned in detail. So ultimately, they act like your Gita, Bible, Quran, wherein whatever mentioned in that document is considered to be the requirement from customer, and the IT team or the development team works on that. So as Gauravji was mentioning, why analyst job is so critical? Because analyst is solely responsible. Analyst, a singular person or their team, they are solely responsible for understanding and, incorporating all the essential details which are required by the customer. So which are very important for a development team to go ahead and implement. So on the contrary, if they miss some important requirement of, or there, that is not mentioned, that will not go ahead well, because all the requirements given by the customers have to be a part of these documents. And to understand them, as I mentioned earlier, the functional requirement have to be given in such a way, such a smooth or easy way, that the IT development team is able to understand them and develop, as well as whatever IT development team's concerns are there. They might be having some technical challenge at times, that okay, this requirement might not be feasible with this technology or within this time period. So all that communication, to and fro communication of this project or the product, that happens via business analysis. So business analyst is a middle person, is the POC, point of contact, from both the sides. So this is a very simplest form. I think I'd like to know. I've just explained you guys. So do you have any questions in the current explanation which I had given? Like what does a typical business analyst do? So he talks to the customers, he talks to the stakeholders, he talks with the IT team. He prepares the documentation. He shares what the needs are. He shares what the concerns are to the stakeholders, and vice versa. So are we clear on this, or do you need any more explanation, or do you have any questions about this? Please go ahead. Please feel free.
Yes, I'm clear, ma'am, but I have one question.
Yes, please.
Who is the
Please
stakeholder in a company?
Okay, good, very good question. So stakeholder means all the parties involved in the project, or who are all interested in the project or product development. So the term stakeholder means interested parties involved in the project. So for example, as I was giving example of my organization, when you work in a bank in IT department, that time your stakeholder can be some other team. For example, I am preparing a software for human resource team, for HR team. For example, just for an assumption purpose, my team is developing a software for the current work from home scenario. So they want to make sure how much time the resources are logged in. So they are just coming up with an attendance software which will somehow measure how many hours they're logged in and stuff like that. So in this situation, my client or the stakeholder in this project can be HR, right? Wherein similarly, if I'm developing a software for a credit card team within an organization for the other team, those tend to be my stakeholders, right? But as well as at times your senior management, other teams are also a part of this project or the product for their involvement, for their software utilization. They also become the stakeholders. So all the people who are involved in a project and for whom delivery is concerned, they are waiting for us for the completion of the project or their requirements we are processing on. All these people become the stakeholder in a particular project or a product. Am
more
I
like
clear? Yes.
Yeah, more like an end user kind of, right?
Absolutely right. End user as well as people involved. As at times within an organization, when your seniors are, they question you about your process. About, like for example, in my situation, our higher management or MD level management, they ask us the reviews, they ask us the updates. So at times they're also our stakeholders. Though they are not the end users, but they are interested, and they are keeping a track of our project. So they are also the stakeholder from one point of view. I think Gauravji had something to add upon. Gauravji, would you like to add something?
I don't have to add. I don't have anything to add right now, but I have a thing for the people who have been learning with us already. So anyone out from Mayank, Chanchal, or Nisha, or Dipti Agrawal would like to add that what is your understanding on the stakeholders, because we have covered this part. So would love to hear from you guys. So anyone, please tell and share your understanding.
Stakeholders could be customers.
Okay.
Or vendors.
Okay.
Like people in parties. But when you say end user, I still have a doubt in end user. Suppose my customer or a stakeholder is a person for whom I have to develop a website. But he's not going to use the website for himself. The end user is going to be you and me. Say to book an online ticket. So if I am the end user, I wouldn't be a stakeholder, right? In this terminology.
Yeah. So, okay with your doubt so far. We'll come to that point just once everyone will be done. So, would like to hear one word which you guys are knowing and we have not yet covered. That is the part of stakeholder. Yeah, Mayank, you were saying something. Please add on.
Yeah. So, stakeholder is for a project. Stakeholder is everybody who is responsible for the success of the project, right? So it's even the development team, it's the project owner, it's the Scrum team. One person from all of the team are part of the stakeholder because they are critical for the project success. So whoever is involved in the project is a stakeholder.
Very well said. Still, I'm missing out one particular word in the stakeholder group. Would love to hear from Chanchal if she can add. Yes.
Yes, stakeholder are those people who are affected by the activities of the project directly or indirectly. Anyone, any individual who is impacted by the project is the stakeholder.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Chanchal, for answering.
Even investors.
Yeah,
Yes.
stakeholders are basically the sponsors of the project who are financing.
And that's what I wanted to hear. Thank you so much, Dipti, and thank you so much, Nisha ji. And yes, the question was great from Nisha ji's end when she was asking about the end user. I think we'll go back to Prerna ji, but for my understanding is also when we are talking about end user as business user, business end user. So Prerna ji, back to you. Could you please add something to which will answer Nisha's ji questions? Yes, from your end.
Yes. So Nisha ji, you wanted to, your understanding is your end user, a client is a stakeholder. So as all of you has rightly put, people who are involved and interested in the project as well as who are responsible for its update are. So this is actually a very situation based question. If you ask me, so there are at times customers who are just going to use your system, or there might be some other team representing them. So like we had been mentioning, point of contact, right? So those can also be your stakeholder from your customer point of view. But when in business term, when majorly we use this word called stakeholders, we generally tend to lean more towards the people who are sponsoring the project or who are responsible for its progress or process or their delivery. So it's not a black and white answer. It's rather more of a grayish answer that yes, uh, customers can also be stakeholders, but honestly, if you go by the definition of stakeholders, majorly your no, business teams or your senior management, they are considered your stakeholders primarily because they have invested what do you say, funds, and they have invested their time, and they are more keen on that part. So are you clear about this, or you still have any doubt?
Yes, I'm clear.
Okay, great.
Gaurav, I want to comment on that. So I guess when Nisha said that end user, Nisha, I guess you can like for example, if I'm considering as an architect, so as an architect, I can give my website to a person, like to a company where they can develop. So I could be the stakeholder at the same time. I could be the end user of that website, right? Because I'm the only one who is using that website to promote my projects or to promote myself on that. So I guess it could be both.
Right.
But stakeholder is the owner, I guess.
Okay, very, very well put, Dipti. So that's what, see, when even we were talking.
I was thinking like you are an architect. You're the one using your website, but you're getting a website done to show your work to you and me, that we might hire you as an architect. So am I not an end user too?
Hey guys, let me tell you what Google is telling me. Google says, according to the project management PMI, project stakeholders are defined as individuals and organizations who are actively involved in the project or whose interest may be positively or negatively affected as a result of a project execution or successful completion, project completion. So this means that whoever is involved in the project for successful completion, that is who is a stakeholder. So it does not mean who owns the project or Am I reading it wrong? I don't know.
No. First of all, Mayank, you're reading it from a very foolproof source. So PMI is our go-to when we talk about project management and things. And that is the thing which I was trying to share earlier, that all the people and all the teams who have invested their time, energy, and they are very keen on the progress and delivery of the project. Those are our stakeholders. And Nisha ji, just to answer your question more clearly, why we do not call clients as stakeholders openly? Because clients already has a very good terminology called they are a clients or customer, right? But within our organizations or other teams, when we interact, we do not name them, right? Because when I was saying I have my credit card team, my audit team, my security team, my deposit team. So instead of all that, or my higher management, we tend to call them stakeholders. In such a scenario, if we have other organizations or other, see, for example, even you're a part of the design team. Whenever we have bigger enterprise solutions, that time we have many vendors also working for us, like TCS works for Accenture, or at the same time Accenture also works for TCS or L&T Infotech. So these are all already established organizations working as a vendors. I hope everybody understand what a vendor is, right? Another company working for a different company, to provide them solutions. So in that time, we call them stakeholders. So don't go on the terminology point of view. Try to understand if you are, if you are involved in the project, and if you are keen on getting it delivered, if you are a part of it from start to end, involved in the entire process, yes, you are considered as a stakeholder. And thank you so much, Mayank, for the picture perfect definition which you got from PMI. Yes, Gaurav, over to you.
Thank you so much for this question answer impromptu brought for you guys, and that was the purpose, to interact, to get into the detail of this, so that it's pulling out your knowledge from you and bringing on the table, and that's the intention. Okay, because it's the game to narrow out and narrow down to the point where we are learning. So are you loving this, guys? Are you loving this, whatever we are doing with the interaction? Yes, show me thumbs up. Yeah, thank you so much. And let's learn in higher energy. Why? Because when you learn in higher energy, there is a law that higher energy always wins. That's one of my mentor keeps on telling. So let's continue, and I'm bringing back the PowerPoint slide. I hope this is visible in front of you guys. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chanchal, for your answer. And you also answered really aptly, comprising whatever the explanation we have at the end. So thank you. Let's move further to the slide. And you know what? The interesting part is that when we are going to discuss the prerequisite for being a business analyst, we have in the earlier slide this picture which was talking about what is the business analyst role in the Scrum. Why we have chosen the part of role in the Scrum? Because we have just now transitioned from Agile Scrum learning into the core business analysis from today on. And you know what? Earlier, what used to happen, the focus of business analysts and business analysis job was to, on the managing the change. Okay. And when we are going ahead with the agility and the Scrum, what could be the core value of business analysis or business analyst? Can someone tell me? When just now I talked about managing the change was the earlier core value, but now it's not managing the change, but it is something related to change, but differently. I think someone yesterday itself in our group also have posted one photograph about the business analysis. So if you don't know, or if you are not sure, just type into the chat window NS, or just because no one is on the camera. So I would request you to type into the chat window NS. NS means not sure. And then I'll answer you. The manage change was the earlier core value, but now with the Scrum, it's not that core value. So I'm not getting any answer. It means that you guys know this. And if you know this, then I would expect the answer. So what do you choose? Type NS?
I don't know.
Okay. So you don't know. Thank you so much, Dipti, for being honest and answering this. Anyone else would like to add if you know this already? Okay, thank you so much, Nisha. Thank you so much. So rest. So guys, come on. So be awake. Yeah, we are still not at the real midnight, and we can respond. We can interact. Okay. So may I expect any answer from anyone? What is core value of business analyst in the Scrum? Core value protects to achieving the protects with the hindrance coming towards achieving the goal. Thank you so much, Chanchal, for your response. So Mayank and Dipti Agrawal. So do you want to add something, guys?
Because the Scrum team is a self-organizing team, so BA plays a crucial role over there, and to make sure that the requirements are properly communicated to the development team and there are no gaps in understanding.
Okay. Thank you so much for your answer. Mayank, would you like to add something?
So
yeah.
The PA's role is to get the right requirements and deliver it to the developer, right? To the development team, and to understand from the client and deliver it to the development team. So that's the critical role which he is playing, is relating the right requirements to the development team. So I think that's where they need to focus.
Super very close to the answer, but would like to hear from Priya, you as well. Yeah, someone has already unmuted, so before Priya answers, so yeah, Nisha, so you have unmuted.
Would it be that a BA would also help the product owner to make certain decisions as well as the development
so
team?
If Agile Scrum is there to answer you, yes. If Agile Scrum, BA in Agile Scrum to answer you, yes. Priya would like to have answer from you. What do you think? That when I am telling that earlier was managing the change, and now we are talking about in the Scrum, BA's core values, something related to change, but differently. What could you think of?
Sir, I don't understand your question clearly. Can you repeat that?
Yes. So what I'm telling that we are talking about the change, business analyst role we have just now talked about, and we have also talked about change. So business analyst job is to lies for change to the project stakeholders and between the entire project team. But in the earlier age, when Agile Scrum was not there, considering with waterfall model, BA's one core value was to manage the change. Okay, keep managing the change.
Okay.
But now it is totally different, related to change. What you can think of that business analyst core value could be related to change? Any thought? Nothing wrong, nothing right. So you are ready to share your thought.
I would say like their core value is to their decisions and their ideas and implementations would affect the business like in a good way or in the other way. That's what I think. That's what I get.
Yeah. Thank you so much for answering. So yes, that's right as well. But what Mayank was telling is exactly true. And you know what? The one thing is what, that is the complete game changer for project as well as business analyst and as well as for all those who are involved in any project, is that what, what is the word? Is expect changes. Okay, the more you expect the change, your entire vision changes. Okay, your entire mindset changes, your entire approach gets changed. Are you with me so far, guys? Show me thumbs up or just type into the chat window that WY means with you. Yeah, show me thumbs up. Any thumbs up? Yes, thank you so much. So this is how the entire approach change and the way the energy gets introduced to work towards this any project as business analyst. It totally shape up the totally forms the shape, okay, to and the speed to start adding value as a business analyst. In coming slides, we are going to share something which is about, as Priya ji was adding, about impact on the project related to change. So that's also we are going to get cover soon. So let's go back to the slide, because in this slide we are talking about prerequisite. Prerequisite is nothing before you get into the business analyst job. Okay, so the prerequisite that you need to identify why exactly you want to become business analyst. Elicitation and collaboration that you need to learn. Okay, you need to also know how to gather the requirement and how to liaise that with the stakeholders. Okay, you need to know the model, how you can model the requirement and how you can manage it. Okay, so these are the prerequisite, but also what else the skill set you should have is that your degree, basic degree, before you get into the job of business analyst, and you should have come up with the domain knowledge. Domain knowledge is the added flavor. Why? Because while you are working with any project, it could be supporting to any kind of service. Like Prerna ji has started talking about, some examples of banking or something. So you should be knowing some life cycle. So when we are talking about some life cycle, at this point of time, once again, I come back to you and asking you guys one question is this, that from what background you're coming from. Okay, so I know that Mayank is coming from sales background. So if Mayank is coming from sales background, I'm assuming that Mayank should be knowing the entire life cycle of selling, entire life cycle of sales. Okay, so if that's the case, what he could add to this community? This community means what? We are focusing only on business analysis or an analyst, but we are not talking about the domain. So if any one of you coming from certain background, you should be knowing and must be knowing about the life cycle of the work where you have already contributed. With me so far, guys? I think Mayank has dropped off. So that's totally fine. So he might be experiencing some internet challenge. So thank you, Dipti, for your acknowledgement and thumbs up. So yeah, so tomorrow he can, when we all are done, so one person can talk about their forte. Forte means about selling, about sales life cycle. In the similar manner, I know that we are already aware of few part of banking stuff. Okay, so we should be knowing the life cycle in banking area. So in banking domain also there are further domains like payment is there, card is there, right? So we should be knowing the payment life cycle, card life cycle, then messaging life cycle, then something similar to in another sector, in the insurance sector as well. So I would like to hear now from you, from which domain you are coming from and which domain you find is really close to your heart, would love to learn more about it, you have already idea about it. Okay, so I want to just ask you guys. So who will go first and add something that, yeah, you can resonate with this domain? Yes. Yeah, Dipti ji, please go ahead. Dipti K.
Gaurav, for now, I don't have any idea about the domain.
Okay.
So because this is my first class, so I want to learn more to answer your question.
Yeah, thank you so much. So this is the first class for all of us, and we will be eventually learn about the certain services of certain domain. So who else have some another idea about any another domain?
Accounting.
Accounting. Nisha ji has said accounting. Yeah. So tomorrow, if I'll ask you that, please share with us about accounting life cycle. Would you be able to share with us with your research or some? Okay, super. Thank you.
It's basic, right? I don't
yes.
know about real theory.
No. The basic thing itself.
Journal entries, then you put it in the ledger, then you do the trial balance, profit and loss account.
Yeah, yes, that's what. So it has to
cycle, right?
That's the cycle, and that has to go under some flow, and that's flow you are talking about. So in this fashion, we will be learning different. So anyone here from insurance background who has worked for insurance company? Anyone over here?
I have worked for health insurance company.
Okay.
In my when I was with IBM, I was working for client BCBSMA.
Super. So if tomorrow I ask you, Dipti Agrawal, that please share with us your experience and your understanding about insurance life cycle, would you be comfortable enough to share with us your understanding what is the insurance life cycle?
Yes, definitely.
Super. So this is how we are going to learn about domains also, for which this is not the group, but still that will be the value add through our own knowledge. Why? Because that is going to sharpen our own skill and put the navigation towards in which industry quickly we can get placed. So are you still with me, guys? Are you with me? Yeah, just show me thumbs up or type into chat window WY, or yeah. So thank you so much for your responses, guys. Thank you. I see the emojis and also into the chat window. Okay. So coming back to this slide. So now, apart from degree and domain knowledge, by now you must be guessing it out that you should have the analytical skill. Analytical skill will lead you to sense and sniff the changes which is upcoming. Why expect change? Because that is going to give you bread and butter, because you are working for a project, because that will give you the project. Because if your aim is only to work for one active source of income, that is through working through any job or something by getting placed as business analyst, then you keep on expecting change in project, because that is good for you. Because the more you are busy, the more you are working, you are not sitting idle, and your skill is getting utilized for the project, which project is billing you continuously. Okay, so you need to be billable. So analytical skill you must have. So during this interaction, we analyze something and we come up with some answer, and that's the reason behind asking some questions to keep boosting your analytical skill as well. Okay, so coming back to the third point is basic knowledge of Microsoft Excel is expected from every business analyst. Any one of you are here, you think that you don't know Microsoft Excel, or if you know that already, that you have knowledge about Microsoft Excel, that's a good thing. I want you to just type into chat window IK means I know. So keep interacting. Thank you so much for your responses, guys. Prerna, I'm seeing Prerna and Chanchal Mayank has just now celebrated by clapping. Thank you so much. Dipti K. So I hope everyone has the knowledge about Microsoft Excel, and thank you so much, Nisha. And we can keep on, elevating that further. Thank you so much, Chanchal, for your response. Thank you so much for interacting and being with me, guys. So fourth one is very, very important, because you are liaising with different stakeholders, every single person in the organization. Then you should be also having the negotiation skill, because you are serving as a business analyst. And nowadays what is happening is that since entire project software application is dealing into database, more or less, yes, then companies are looking for people who have a basic SQL knowledge. So it's a querying language. We are not getting into detail of that, but still, so you should not be surprised when some job description came on your plate, and tomorrow you come back to me, hey, we have learned business analyst, but SQL they are asking, but SQL is not concept or not the part of business analysis. Okay, this is altogether a different technical knowledge. So you can enable yourself. Okay, and there is simple easy way I have given you all to all the older group, that how you can learn any single thing in this world. That's the key thing I have shared with you, and few of you are applying, you are seeing its result. Okay. And then you must have a great communication skill. So this is all about this prerequisite of becoming a business analyst. So are you ready to load yourself with these skills at least? Okay. So at least 5 skill. If I will strike through this one, SQL skill, are you ready to sharpen your these skills about domain knowledge, analytical skill, negotiation skill, and communication skill? Can I get yeses from you guys? Yes, you are ready for this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mayank. Thank you. Thank you, Nisha ji. Thank you so much, Dipti K and Dipti Agrawal. I want to see who is not with us and not interacting. Okay. Thank you, Chanchal, and thank you, Priya. So Mayank would like to, are you busy doing some other activity, Mayank? I want the participation from you. Okay. I want 100% participation. Are you ready to participate 100%? Fully 100%. Thank you so much. Because, you know, the bigger success needs what? Bigger energy. And if you are playing at lower level of energy, this is what I have told you earlier. Take a note of it. One of my mentors says this: how you do anything is how you do everything. How do you want to play? Do you want to play? Yeah, cool. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate that. By the way, let me ask you this thing. How many of you are here learning a lot? How many of you are learning a lot? Yeah?
Hi.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nisha ji. Who else?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mayank. Thank you. Thank you. And how many of you are learning a lot and also having fun a lot while learning? Show me thumbs up or just thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nisha ji. Thank you, Chanchal. Thank you,
Mayank. I've been training sessions, but this one is the best so far. I mean, with other, but yeah, I feel high energy here. So I like it.
Superb. Thank you. Thank you so much. On this note, I want to do this. If you can do this, that's nothing like that. Switch on your camera and bring your palm towards the lens of the camera and just tell yourself that I am loving what I'm learning. I'm loving what I'm learning. And if you cannot, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nisha ji, and thank you so much, Chanchal. Thank you so much, Mayank. I can see your background and also could see the palm. Thank you, Dipti. And if you cannot do that, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Priya, for doing this. Thank you. Thank you. Why we are asking, thank you so much, Prerna ji. Why we are asking? Because when you declare and do, you simply design. Don't you want to get it designed for you? Because where we are working, there we are simply trying to design a job for you. Okay. So remember the workflow: declare, do, and design. That's the simple workflow for anything to come into the reality. That's the universal law. Take a note of it. Okay. Let's get back to the slide. Okay, and the slide over here is this. Thank you so much for your answer and responses. I am loving it too.
I just wanted to add something for the
earlier. Oh, sorry.
Slide.
Yeah, please go ahead. Okay. I wanted to ask you, but somehow I totally
No, not an issue. This earlier exercise was superb. Everybody interacted, and I think we all had shared well. The earlier slide when we were discussing about prerequisites of business analyst. So I just wanted to ensure you guys or make this thing very clear that do not be blown away or get scared by all these pointers only. Yes, those are essential for the role. But that doesn't mean that people coming in from other backgrounds or other domain cannot work as a business analyst. Definitely not. I have seen people come, have done MBA in other fields, like they might be an MBA in sales or marketing, but then they are performing very well in IT as well. So if you have these core competencies or core, understanding of how to communicate with different stakeholder, different parties. If your business language which you use as English, that is fluent, that is good. Your written, verbal, presentation skills are good. And nowadays, if you're aware, even the school children and kids are very much have exposure to Microsoft Excel. So definitely, we also had our share of exposure in earlier organizations or earlier college or school projects. So yes, Microsoft Excel, and your ability to deal in a situation wherein you have different stakeholders, different teams, and you try to communicate with them all being on the same page. So these personal traits, these personal qualities also enable you to become a good business analyst. So I really, want to give you all the confidence that it doesn't matter initially from which background you come from. It can be science, it can be architecture, it can be any other apart from IT. But still, if you have these key components, these basic qualities or personality, behavior, skills, you are good to go. So I just want all of you to have that confidence in your mind that it doesn't matter which background you come from. If you can talk well, can represent your ideas well, can share your understanding, you already have the background to be one of the good or best BAs which you can be in the industry. Yes, Gauravji, over to you. I just wanted to add this thing.
Yeah, sure. And thank you so much for adding this, Prernaji, because it reminds me one wonderful thing that I tell it over here. And this is that whatever you are seeing over here is nothing, but these are the lingo and jargon and some highly rated stuff which the industry is talking about. And that's why I call it as a simple myth. But the reality, which I can share with you, and even Prernaji has told that I have seen in my circle, in my industry, and where I am working with whatever the industry I'm working with in IT itself. So I have seen many people who are coming totally from arts background. Okay, and they are working as a highly technical person. Okay,
absolutely,
they are working
right. Absolutely right.
They are working as business analysts. Let me tell you another secret. Okay, secret over here. I have seen people undergrad where they don't have even degree. Okay, and they have scaled up their career like anything into IT. They are getting paid whatever any simple experienced holder can get paid off. Can you believe in this? Can you believe in this? Let me see how many of you can believe this or not. And that's why I call these 5 lists are nothing but a simple myths. Are you with me so far, guys? Yeah. Thank you so much, Nishaji. Thank you so much. And if it can be possible with those guys, you are highly qualified people. Okay. If they can do it, trust me, you too can do it. You need to only believe there in your mind. Okay, when you can believe in your mind, you can simply do it in your reality as well. So let your mind convince. And how your mind convinced? Your mind will get convinced when your body will get convinced. How your body will get convinced? When you are playing at higher energies. With me so far, just type into chat window WY or show me thumbs up on the camera if you can, and I will move to the next slide. Thank you so much, Nishaji. Thank you, Chanchal. Thank you, thank you, Priya, and thank you so much, Dipti. So yeah, let's move further and see the slide. The one slide which I think I had missed is this: why business analyst was needed. So as I was telling you earlier, expecting change and life happens. Life happens. Why I have written this? Because it may happen a project or client has come up with certain requirement, and if project has just started, sprint has started working in, and you guys are involved, and if as a business analyst you are not thinking of expecting the changes, you may not come up with the question. If you cannot come up with the questions, you cannot bring some potential, potential component which was missing from the project. And this gives the opportunity for the organization to help their stakeholders and clients as well to add more value. And this adding more value to the client through your question is directly impacting to generate the revenue, and thus it is also impacting to boost your personal economy as well. So it has indirect relation on your personal life, as well as it has direct impact on the organization for which you are working and for the client with which you are working. Okay, so this because project requires flexibility and adaptation to respond to change, which I have covered, one has to analyze the impact due to change. And the basic thing is that having analytical skill, and you keep on analyzing the things. So I want to share one example over here. Example for this is this. Say for example, this is just coming out. If I say that I want one carom board. Let me ask you this thing. How many of you have ever played the carom board in your lives? Ever? The carom board game. Thank you so much, Nishaji, for answering. Dipti has played. Who else? Thank you so much, Mayank. Thank you so much for your response. I believe everyone. Thank you, Dipti K. So thank you, Mayank, and thank you, Priya, as well. I think you typed in the chat window. Thank you. So everyone has played. If I ask you tomorrow that there has new project come in only for carom board, the sports company, they want to design a carom with 5 holes, or just say 3 holes, but not the 4 holes. I want you to now answer me what comes in your mind first. Who can answer this? Please grab this opportunity. Chanchal, I see your hand is up. You can please speak up. Yeah. Chanchal, are you able to hear with me? Are you hear me? Are you able to hear me? So, anyone, am I visible and still audible? You guys are with me? Prerna ji, can you hear me?
Yes, Gaurav.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Your voice is breaking.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Dipti K. So the question was this. That what exactly immediately comes in your mind? So who can answer this? The moment the carom board with 5 or 3 holes comes into the picture. Who can answer this?
Maybe I'm thinking of changing the shape of a carom board. Instead of square, I'm thinking of doing a rectangle or maybe a pentagon.
Okay. So what comes in your mind, Dipti K?
Yeah, I'm thinking of like 3 players can play, and I can put the 3 holes on the carom board.
Thank you.
By changing the shape of a carom board.
Super. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mayank, you wanted to say something, please?
I think there is something wrong with the project plan. I think you cannot have a carom game with 3 holes. You need 4 games. That's the minimum requirement. So we need to check with the project owner what's going on.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
I agree with what Mayank said. Even I had the same mindset that the definition of carom is already defined. And if you're saying I want a carom board, but the carom game has rules, which I don't think you and me can change. It's a predefined, unless you call it something else. You want to develop a new game.
Okay, who else want to add? Thank you so much, Nishaji. Anyone? Chanchal, your thought, and Priya, you can add if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the previous person, but I would ask, why do they want like a board with 5 holes and, consider changing the shape of the board?
Super. Thank you so much, Priya, for your answer. Yeah. So anyone, Dipti, would you like to add? Dipti and Chanchal?
Yeah. So here our question was, if somebody comes to us and says that they want a carom with 3 or 5 holes and not the 4 ones, what comes in my mind? Yeah, that was the question, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Then we'll try to understand the requirement or the need. What is the need to change the basic rule of the game?
Okay. Thank you so much for adding. Chanchal, would you like to add something?
Yes. My basic thinking is like, if someone needs to change the carom game, then the audience, the end users will drastically change, because they'll see the carom is not the same game what we used to play, like with the 4 holes or something. So they'll not attract to that particular game, basically, because it's the changed one.
Thank you so much for your answers. So guys, so these answer is not about the carom. These answers are about your thinking. Okay, so based on your thinking, you have decided whether you have simply rejected the project and said, hey, this is BS, I'm not going to work with this project. Okay, and you are out of the game. And the moment someone has answered this, that I will start working in that direction, means I will start implementing, because there will be, the rule will be changed, things will be changed. So I will start identifying. That triggers the thing that your readiness to adapt to the change. You are expecting some change. And as Priya has well said, that she will ask, okay, she will question why exactly you want this kind of requirement to happen. So unless you won't ask the question, you can't get into the detail of the expectation of the end user to design a complete flow and even write a basic business requirement document. So first thing is that what I'm doing.
Understand the need of the customer. Why?
Okay.
Why we are doing that?
Yeah. Questioning. I'm questioning. So you need to start asking what? Questions. Okay. You need to start asking questions to understand that in the detail. And that's how you will explore and reveal the hidden potential of the project. You will never know that something a sports company is going to launch. Are you with me so far, guys? Yes. Yeah. So asking question can give you a breakthrough. Thank you so much. And that's why this question was such impromptu, that I just wanted to understand your thinking on this. So thank you so much for bringing this up. And no one was right and wrong, because we are getting into the business analysis mode. We want to see ourselves as a business analyst. And these are what is requirement is analytical thinking that is backed by question always. So this one is business analyst who analyze the change impact, gather requirement, and lies with stakeholders. And this what Prerna has added. Okay, so let's understand the business analyst workflow as well. Means this is the I think what is it? This is a life cycle, you can say. So the moment requirement, I won't say from here that so what happens, things start from a vision itself. Okay, vision means you start seeing that it is already done. Don't go with the colors yet, and understand what I am saying. So I hope you are with me. Yes. So thank you so much. I believe that you have said yes in your mind. Thank you. So solution, evolution, and validation. What exactly solution is coming, how it will evolve further, and what all you needed to validate on the way. And then you start understanding the requirement of that, and then you start documenting that. And then you will also understand the entire impact on the enterprise or on the organization, and thus you will start planning and manage the requirement which has been drafted already, and working closely with the documentation. And then you will elicit the requirement as well. Elicit means what do you understand by elicit? Can anyone say, what do you understand by requirement elicitation? I know that everything is self-explanatory so far. If you are not understanding, can someone tell me over here, what is your understanding? Because this is not a generalized word used everywhere. Who can answer this? Requirement elicitation. Yeah, someone was trying to answer. Yeah, Dipti. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, requirement elicitation is basically, reading between the lines, because the stakeholder or the client, they have a vision, but those are not the requirements which can be given to the developers or the technical teams. So as a business analyst, we need to do the requirement elicitation. It means converting the vision to the requirements which can be readable by the technical team.
Superb. Amazing answer. Yes. So this is the producing the unsaid part. Okay. And that comes through the requirement documentation, where you have gathered all the information, and the unsaid part, which is Dipti Agrawal rightly said, that is reading between the lines, and then liaising this with the stakeholders as well, and then reaching back to the solution, evolution, and validation. So this is what is a business analyst by business analysis was needed. Prerna ji would like to just share this with you. Would you like to add something over here on this slide? Please go ahead.
I really like the way Deepti just explained about the business, analyst elicitation. So definitely all these requirement, and along with Gaurav's example, wherein he mentioned that maybe a customer or a client wants to come up with a different version or different size and shape of carom, or per se for any other instrument or a sport thing. So thing is, as a business analyst, your job is also to understand the need of the requirement, why this requirement has come up, what is the motive behind that requirement, what is the objective that the customer is trying to achieve, and all these things uh, are important, and for these things the analytical mind development is also important. That is why so business analyst, the word itself has the analytical terminology involved, so you need to analyze and understand. So as an analyst, your understanding of the requirement, of the motive, of the actual objective of the customer to be achieved is very important. That is right, the whole crux of it. Along with that, I think Gauravji has explained pretty well. So there's nothing to add on this slide, Gauravji. Yes.
Thank you so much,
Prerna. Move on to
ji.
next. Yes,
yeah. So my slide is still visible to you, Prerna ji? Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So yeah, so now let's understand about the roles and responsibility of business analyst. It's a very simple. You see the second word says that, second bullet says that business analysis helps business do business better. And how does it do? By analyzing. How does it analyze? By asking question. Let's go back to the first bullet. What it says, that business analysts work across all levels, which Prerna ji has also mentioned, of an organization, and may be involved in everything from defining strategy to create the enterprise architecture, to take a leadership role by defining the goals and requirements for program and projects, or supporting continuous improvement in its technology and process. So nothing new in this bullet point, but all what we have covered so far. So as I have been talking since the starting, the business analyst is the backbone, okay, which bridges between stakeholder and requirement, which bridges which engages also all the liaison between all the involved party, and his requirement can be at any stage, and his need can be sensed with any Scrum team member. So he is the backbone, and you need to understand that with his analytical job only and with his documentation prepared only, you get the navigation. He is the GPS for any project, in a simple word. Okay, so this is what roles and responsibility of business analyst you need to know. You need not to limit that I am going to do only these activities. Wherever you find that you can help project to grow further, go with this intent that I need to add value to give a shape to the project, where the manpower is there, where the person power is there, sitting to work on the project. So who is behind the entire game? Business analyst is behind the entire game to give that push, to give that navigation, to give that shape. So Prerna ji, would you like to add something on this slide, please?
Gaurav ji, I think we have had a decent share of explanation on this, and I want all of them to one second. I really want all of us to think and understand, about this and digest whatever information we have processed for today. So I feel that this much details for business analyst for first session is good enough for them to get started. Definitely, their own all of you are encouraged and very welcome to go ahead and read more on this, try to understand, come back to us with your queries, with your doubts, with any understanding or any other doubts. If you feel, we are there for you. But for today, I think, Gaurav, we have covered a great deal of share from the starting point of view. This is my opinion.
Thank you so
Over
much.
to you.
Yes, you are right, and that's why the we have come to the end as well. So I want to ask any question if you have for today's session. I think Mayank is waiting. Yeah. So any questions so far?
I have a question.
Yes, Nisha ji.
But so I just wanted to make sure, like, a business analyst is a bridge between the stakeholder and the technical team. So when you say stakeholder, it could be an investor or a vendor or something. But who is the person who actually collects the data from the customer? If you are my customer who wants to get something developed, does a business analyst go to you, or he goes to the stakeholder? So where is the stakeholder going to get that information from?
So is your question that I'm a business analyst and I'm thinking that should I go to the customer to collect the data, what exactly he or she wants, or is it vendor will
the
go?
Stakeholder.
Or
the stakeholder? No, as a BA, have I to go to the customer directly or the stakeholder?
Okay, so understand, like with the Scrum development team, because we are going to get more or less work in agile environment. So always a requirement will come to whom? Product owner, right? Okay, product owner is the everything. Okay, so now product owner won't go alone, because it will he will also ask team to join him, and there business analyst plays the vital role, where he will be asking various questions what even product owner may not ask.
Questions to whom? To the customer or the
to the customer directly? Customer. Yeah.
Gaurav, if you don't mind, can I take this thing? Because I have,
please go ahead.
I have been a part of this process. Okay, so Nishaji, first of all, a good question. And as Gaurav ji was mentioning, see what happens whenever a project starts. The first meeting is generally called as a kick-off meeting, wherein all the prime members, all the important members, starting, if we have to think about an agile setup, so your product owner, your scrum master, one or two people from your team, and in another setup, your typical your project manager, your team leader, or your senior developer or tech lead, along with the BA. So that time, along with all the technical people, a BA, one or two people, a BA or the team, attend the meeting with the customers, and those meetings are called as kick-off meetings. I have been, involved from the beginning of the project. So this is the first meeting wherein we, and normally it depends if the customers are, if the client is hosting us, then we go to their premises, or or at times they come over to your organization or in any third party place, any other place. So we gather in a proper conferencing room. It's a proper formal setup, and we discuss, we understand what are the customer requirements are. So this is the first face to face, if I have to say, of the client side and the organizational side team, that involves everybody, your senior management, some senior person may or may not also attend this meeting, depending on their involvement. Okay, so this is the first time we meet, but then here on, as the business analyst work starts to get a requirement, to get information, business BA and their team have multiple face-to-face as well as on-call meetings and discussions with customers. I, as a project manager, had been part of all these meetings, So yes, your question, where do business analysts get information from? So they do get information from their client and the client point of contact, at times from internal stakeholders. Stakeholders means, for example, a customer says, I want to have this functionality in my website. So maybe I want to have real time, video sharing on my website, for example. And if as an internal stakeholder, we say, no, their budget or their timelines do not allow us to develop that. So that information I get from other stakeholders. So are you trying to understand, as a BA, I am connected to all the parties at the same time. So along with business, understanding business requirement, I need to check their feasibility with the internal team. So yes, requirement comes from from clients and customers, but the understanding, the implementation of it, how to go ahead, or can we go ahead with it? Because see, we have not considered BA as a technical expert, right? BA is a functional expert, as a communication expert, if I have to call it. So yes, it is like a wheel, he is the center of a wheel and he is connected, or he or she is connected to all the parties. So have I answered your question well?
Yeah, so a BA is a bridge between the stakeholder or a customer.
Perfect. Perfect. Yes. Not or, and a customer. Stakeholder and a customer. Not or.
Does come, right? I was under the first.
Yes,
I thought customer is also a stakeholder. So
that is what I'm saying, right? When Mayank read out that very well defined statement, a customer is not called as a stakeholder because it already has a very good terminology. But if you think from the conceptual point of view, yes, he is also, see, the English word stakeholders means somebody who has stake in your project or in your interest. They has interest in your investment. So like that, they are stakeholder, but we do not call them because we already have enough internal stakeholders, right? Your management, your maybe other technical teams, your vendors. So don't get confused in the terminology. Try to understand the concept or the real time. Right now, the example which I gave you, Nishaji, at that time I had actually visited my customers like Bank of America, Bank of India offices, wherein we used to have a kickoff meeting. I've been to HDFC Home Loans offices, wherein we used to actually go and meet customers face to face. That is like more of a formal introduction. They'll ask, we'll have a nice cup of tea, some snacks, and some interaction. So we just get the things going, on a positive note. So yes, physical interaction and continuous verbal interaction, maybe over virtual meetings or personal meetings, that is happening. Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much, Prernaji, for a wonderful explanation. Yeah.
Yes.
So guys, we have come to the end of this today's session. Okay. And Mayank, just to add for you what you have missed, there was some question from Nishaji that Prernaji was answering. So that is one thing. And second, one thing, just I told you in one of the slide that what is the basic requirement of being a business analyst. And we shared some myth busters for you. In the similar manner, you will be learning and be ready to unlearn as well. That some myths will keep on busting up. So we want to end this session today, and I believe there is no more extra question. In case you have, you can just drop directly into the email or in the group. And the new people, Priya, and who else? Dipti K. So please drop me a message asking about the day one session, because that is must for you to undergo. And you need to also fill one form, which is a Google form, which I'll be sharing with you. So please remember to drop me a message, which you can, where you can ask for this. And how we are going to end this. So Nishaji, you were asking question. So I would like to call your name, that one word from today's learning, and then we will directly end this once you call up the person's name. Yeah. One word.
Excellent.
Call out someone's name, please. Chanchal. Yes.
Knowledgeable.
Call out someone's name, please.
Dipti.
Who Dipti?
Which Dipti?
Deepti Agrawal.
Dipti Agrawal. Yeah.
Yeah. Energetic.
Energetic. Thank you. Call out someone's name.
Deepti K.
Dipti K.
Looking forward for the next session.
Okay. Call out someone's name. Dipti K, you have to, yeah. Nisha is done. So call out someone else's name. Mayank and Priya, Prerna, me are pending.
Okay, yeah, Prerna.
Okay, Prerna.
I would say
Chanchal.
Yeah, I would say perfect. Perfect
Okay.
for the start.
Thank
Yes,
you. Call out someone's name.
Mayank.
Mayank.
Energetic.
Energetic. Mayank, please call someone's name.
I think it's you left, sir.
No. Priya is also there.
Priya ji, Priya.
Priya, just one word from today's session.
Sorry?
Informative?
Informative. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you can call out my name now. Call out my name.
Gaurav.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And my word is thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for collecting the information, and thank you for interacting. Thank you so much. I'll upload this on YouTube, and I will share the link with you as well, so that you can refer back on this. Okay. So new people, please drop me a message asking the two things I have asked you to do. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.